Hey, shalom, shalom. Manak na waha ay barisha Allah walakim la atam. Call Shabawai Barucha Wakak Shabashmal Shah. Hey, with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yabashmal Shah to preach you called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. Repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Bahashim Racha Kodash, Wamashana Kabadim Zakoim, Nawa Malakam Shoyesh, Allah Zakoim Racha Gadwal. Wachsa, Washalawam, Wabaraklam, Habachaya, Shakawash, Al Shalawam. So all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahashem in the name, Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel, Shalawam, which means peace. All right, so this is the term race, because race is a social construct. All right, race is not a such thing in the scriptures. Okay, it's a byword exonym that the so-called white man came up with. It says that race is a categorization of humans based on shared physical or social qualities in groups generally viewed as distinct within a given society. The term came into usage during the 1500s. All right, 1500s. You see, so before that, we was going off of something completely different. It says when it was used to refer to groups of various kinds, including, and you see that this is off because you can have somebody that looks like me, but they can be an Edomite. You know, that's why it's important to go off of what your father. You see, it don't matter about all that mixture and shit. You can't mix seeds, man. I think it's somewhere in Numbers. It's a lot. All right, this is Numbers chapter. This is Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. It says, "And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, which is your lineage, after their families by the house of their fathers." You don't say mothers, it's fathers, because the seed comes from the father, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. So it's according to the father, man. It says, "And the children of Reuben, Ra'aroban, Yasha'Allah, eldest son, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, by their polls, every man from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war," because it goes off of your father. Here it is in verse 22 again, and verse 24. All right, and verse 26 and 28. You see, 30. We always went off the lineages of our father, man. It don't matter about what your mom is. Ain't no mixed seed, ain't no none of that. You are what your dad is, your father. It says, by the 17th century, the term began to refer to physical phenotypical traits, and then later to national affiliations. And so you can't go for phenotypical traits because, like I said, you could have an Edomite, a chocolate-covered motherfucking Edomite. You see, somebody looks like a Jake, like somebody from Judah, you see, but whole time they're Edomite, you know. And that's why the scripture talks about the tares. You see, because you can have a tare, man. Just because they look like Judah don't mean that they are Judah, man. It says modern science regards race as a social construct. You see, a social construct. Let's go into that because, I did a video on this previously. It says, there's a theory in sociology which proposes that certain ideas about physical reality arise from collaborative consensus instead of pure observation of said reality. So basically, collaborative consensus that everybody got together. All right, we gonna do this. Money is or USD social construct. It's something that everybody agree on. Like, we just gonna go with it. Vehicles, cars, social construct. You don't need a car to live. Apartments, you don't need an apartment to live. It says instead of pure observation of said reality, they don't observe and come to sense that, hey, the reality of it is you don't need this, or you don't need a social security card, so to speak, to live. You know, in Esau's world, you have to, but that's a social construct. All right. It says, the theory centers on notion that meanings are developed in coordination with others rather than separately by each individual. So basically, yeah, everybody's gonna do this, so you got to get with it. So that jab was a social construct. The charagma is a social construct. All right. See right here, while some social constructs are obvious, for instance, money or the concept of currency, in that people have agreed to give it importance or value, that's a social construct. Money is a social construct. Or modern the USD is a social construct. But going back, it says an identity which is assigned based on rules made by society. You see, and the scriptures don't operate on the society, man. The Bible it stands. They don't need nothing else. You know, which is assigned based on rules made by society. You see, because the Lord is higher than is the highest. You see, so he doesn't need man's approval. You know, all these races and stuff that man holds dear to their heart. You see, all of that is social constructs. Race, more particularly, what we're going over is a social construct, man. While partly based on physical similarities within groups, race does not have an inherent physical or biological meaning. The concept of race is foundational to racism, the belief that humans can be divided based on the superiority of one race over another. And you see, Esau did that to play into his the Edomite supremacy, man. Because again, going back, the only two colors of a race of the nation in the scriptures is white and black. All right, he labeled himself as the white person because white comes with a certain type of connotation or a certain type of thought in your mind. Oh, white, you think of purity, innocence. You think of black, oh no, you like, nah, that's wicked. No, I don't want nothing to do with that. You know, he did it on purpose. It says social conceptions and groupings of races have varied over time, often involving folk taxonomies, whatever that says, that define essential types of individuals based on perceived traits. All right, and this is a reason why, you know, we in a time where everybody's going down and getting their little tests and getting their blood tests, and oh dude, that's my relative from over there. Oh, we all really, everybody's not fucking related, man. You know, we do all derive from Adam, you see, but it's a difference. All right. Let me see. But going back, social conceptions and groupings of races have varied over time. They've always changed, man. It's always changed. Before the 1500s, people was going off something else, and we was going off of nationalities. All right. And one guy in particular that I do know that was going off of this, his name was Johann Blumenbach. And this all plays a part in Esau's society, into his whole enterprise and everything. Like, this is Yeshaya, also Isaiah chapter 40, also like verse 25, chapter 25, verse 7. And he will destroy in the mountain the face over the covering castle over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations, you see. And that is being taken away, that covering cast, you see, because everybody's going off of a social constructed race or nationality, man. Everybody's going off of a different term. Nobody goes off of black, Asian, or no one's true identity is black, Asian, white, Native American, Indian, Irish. No, man, it's 18 nations in the scriptures, you see, and you would go to whatever respective nation you would go to. That's what you are from. So if you are a Israelite, you are a Israelite. You're not a Israelite Christian Indian or Israelite Christian Edomite or none of that bugged out shit. You only be whatever your dad is. If your father is a Israelite, you are a Israelite. If your father is an Edomite, you're a Edomite. If your dad is a Elamite, you are a Elamite. All right. It's none of that mixtures and I'm half goddamn Indian, Spanish. No, none of that. But just want to go into that. It's nothing. No such thing as a mixed person. You see, you are indeed what your father is. Shalom.